Holy cow. Sorry. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lunch with Linda. I'm Linda Daniels, and you are now inside Northampton walls. And of course, both of us, Kate and I, were sitting here waiting for 12:30 to come, and before we knew it, it was 12:33. So I hope nobody left. I hope you all have an opportunity to join us today. And if you are joining us, please say hi or touch the heart or the smile face or the whatever else is out there to let me know you are able to be here. I am so glad to be here myself. It is finally a beautiful, warm, sunny day. We had a deluge on Saturday. Hey, Amanda. Hi, Eileen. And now hopefully we're going to move into our sort of pre-summer weather, which I absolutely love. Even yesterday wasn't warm enough for me. Hi, Dale. Hey, Holly. Hi, Linda. Thanks for being here. Hi, Dale. Hi, Kate again. Sorry. Just keep going. Just keep going. All right. So it was graduation weekend here in Western Mass, which means that by the end of the month, pretty much things are really going to slow down in town as far as traffic and population goes, because all of those students from Smith, Mount Holyoke, UMass, Hampshire, and Amherst College will be moving out and going home. So there'll be plenty more parking, the restaurants will not be so packed, and we'll be able to chug along like we always do through the summer months. And we really do like the little bit of quiet that comes with the release of all of those students. So don't be afraid to come downtown. You'll probably be able to find parking more easily than you have in the past. Hi, Sally. Hi, Terry. Hi, Lucille. So I have on the Raising the Bar that I've worn a couple of times before and talked about. And I told you that it is, or was, this one was made from a kit from Richard DeFries. And I wanted to share with you the colors that the consensus was when Karen was here from Periwinkle Sheep. She and Kate put together some colors of the watercolors, which is her fingering weight, that they thought I should remake this one for me for the summer. And it is these three colors with this where the orange stripe is. What do you think? Should I go ahead and do it in this? Oh, I love them.
I love it.
I really love them. And it looks so happy and bright and springy. So this is one of the Emma's minis called See Me Now, S-E-A. And then I'm going to use the Sprout color of watercolors. That's that gorgeous green, which I love. And then I just fell in love with these just sitting on the end of the table. This is number 39. Oh my God, just even looking at it.
Of color.
Yeah, really, really nice melony with a little shot of those greens in there. And then this is the killer color. This is Neon Peach, which is the hottest color of this spring and fall. We are seeing this being done by a lot of those independent dyers out there. We just got in an order from Madeline Tosh in the DK Weight, where they had done a similar Neon Peach. They even named it Neon Peach color as well. And I thought for sure we would be sitting with this color and that it wouldn't sell, but I'm pretty sure, let me just turn around. We're down to only one skein, so I better hurry up and claim this one as mine. One skein, and she brought like 4 or 5 of them anyway. So it is a really, really popular color. Okay, I don't know when I'm gonna start it. It has to be pretty soon. It has to be, otherwise I won't get it done in time to wear for the summer. But I do have a lot of custom work that I need to do. Speaking of which, and Periwinkle Sheep, I just finished this cardigan for a customer, and I wanted you guys to see it because it really shows what the fingering weight mohair does. This is the Elton cardigan by Joji Locatelli, and it is a very simple stocking net stitch, basically lightweight cardigan that's really popular on Ravelry. I don't even remember how many people have made it, but lots of people have. And the reason is because it is 4 rows of a fingering weight yarn. In this case, it's a single, and 4 rows of the lace weight or fingering weight mohair. And you just go back and forth, 4 rows of fingering weight, 4 rows of mohair, 4 rows of fingering weight, 4 rows of mohair. And it makes a deliciously soft, lightweight cardigan. It's perfect for summer nights or into spring. And like I said, it's a very basic construction. The sleeves are drop. It has a little bit of a crew neck, and then the finishing bands on it are the hardest part. This is done in one piece, so the body is one piece up to the underarms, and then it is split for fronts and backs at that point. And I wanted to show it and share it with you guys. This I made for our customer Nora, because we have some of the mohair from Periwinkle Sheep on the table. I'm just going to lift this up so you can see. And she paired it with some of her colors of the fingering weight as well. So the miracle of this little sweater is that it only took 4 skeins, 2 of each. No, let me back up. It only took 3 skeins, 1 of the mohair and 2 of the fingering weight yarn. And I still have quite a bit of mohair left. And this is about a size 44 on the pattern. So it's a decent size. So it only takes 3 skeins. Now, we have the show, the trunk show, here until Friday night. At Friday night, I'm going to be packing it up and bringing it, what's left over, back to her on Saturday. But we have some of the mohair that we own from her in stock, and we have other mohairs that you can use as well. The Emma's Yarn has a hand-dyed mohair. Even Madeline Tosh has a hand-dyed mohair. But if you want a mohair and a fingering weight that were meant to go together, dyed together in the corresponding colors together, get in here before Friday night, because you will then have the best choice. Again, I'll show you the best. Sorry. The best choice of colors on that table right behind me. I have something stuck to me.
Hair.
That's weird. It's probably a piece of mohair. All right. So take a look at Elton. Now, my caution is it is not for a beginner, and it is not for timid knitter. Knitting with the mohair, yeah, right, Bess. Let me talk about that in a minute too. But knitting with the mohair is a little bit of a challenge because it is so fine. It's very easy to drop a stitch. It's very easy to knit into the row below. So it is a, even though it's just stocking net stitch, it is a knit that you kind of have to keep an eye on, a watch, because you can't really feel the mohair in your hand. You can't really go by much all the way by feel. You also have to see and make sure that you're getting into the stitch and that you're not dropping it. It does, as Bess just pointed out, I think all of you can see the comments. The pattern says that it's written for 16 inches of positive ease. That's way more than anybody really needs. And we did not do this. Nora would probably normally wear about a 38 to 40, and we made the 44 so that she does have a little bit of fit. Do you want to try that on? We'll have Kate show you what it's like on. And Kate is wearing normally a 40 right now as well, so you can see how that looks. So you don't have to, and I made the smallest size on the pattern on a size 6 needle, and it's meant to have a slightly 3/4 sleeve. I made them a little bit longer than 3/4, but there's still not quite a fill. Yeah, that's a great fit.
So it's kind of like, you know, snug.
Let me move out of the way.
It's kind of snug, but kind of not.
Yeah, so you might want to, there are buttons, so if you wanted to button it, if you wanted to button it, I think you would probably need to go up a size.
Yeah.
Just so that you do have the ease to button it. But it looks pretty good. Just open, so soft.
And it
So
looks-
incredibly
It's
soft.
cool with the black behind too.
Yeah,
You can really see
look
the
at that.
stripes.
That does look nice.
Yeah.
So something for you to think about if you're willing to, or if you've been watching it. I mean, it is a very popular pattern on Ravelry.
Minnesota.
Lots of people are have knit it or are knitting it, and you can see lots of recommendations for it as well.
I would wear this.
If you wanted to, I was thinking about it this morning when I was taking it off the blocking board. You could probably use that mohair doubled. I think if you got 2 skeins of the mohair, you'd have more than enough to do that. It would not change the gauge all that much. It would just change the lightness of the fabric. It wouldn't be quite so see-through. But it's something to think about. And since I had it, I wanted to show it to you. So this cowl, this shawl in the periwinkle sheep. And then when I came in this morning, Kate surprised me with a little present. She made me this shawl out of 2 skeins of pendenza, which is the self-striping cotton from Plymouth Yarn, which actually has been discontinued. We have a couple of skeins floating around, but you could also use the cairns for this. But this is the crocheted, what was it, crocheted bobble?
Crescent puff shawl.
Crescent puff shawl pattern that she also used with the self-pooling yarn that we got in from Dream in Color. So this is a cotton, and boy, what a difference in feel. I was getting a little toasty with that wool, but this is nice and cool. So just so you can see another variation of the crochet shawl that we have in the store. We got in 2 books this week. One is a redo of the knitting, the national parks. This has been around for a while, not only around for a while, but I'm pretty sure this is now the 4th printing of this book. It is so popular. They have actually, they almost can't keep it in store. I don't see where it would say it. But I'm pretty sure we have had to wait. In fact, we've been waiting almost 3 months to get a restock of this. So if you don't know Knitting the National Parks, it is a collection of 63 hat patterns that represent, each pattern represents one of the national parks. And the beauty of this book, especially if you are a hat knitter and are always looking for creative ways, is that every single pattern is written on the same size needles, 5s and 7s, and every single pattern is done with worsted weight yarn. So if you have a stash of different colors of worsted weight, you will definitely be able to find something in here to knit. We had a family actually in here this weekend looking at the book and exclaiming over each and every park that I think they had been to. But you could begin to create a collection, because each of these hats does not take a full skein, but it might use 3 or 4 or even 5 colors. And then you have a stash of different colors to use that you can combine for the next one. So we are entranced by this book, and rumor is that she's coming out with another one.
Ooh.
And I'm sorry, I read it quickly and now I can't remember what it is, but it's along the same ideas. A collection of patterns all relating to something out in the country. That's the best I can do right now. So we have, I think 5 or 6 of those that came in. And then I just need to tease you with the new Lane book called Textured Knits by Paula Pereira. Sorry, but something like that. Anyway, this is not available until June 2nd, but you can pre-order it on the website. Now the books are climbing. They're getting more expensive as we go. This is now selling for $66, but this has some gorgeous pieces in it. And this is one of them. This is the cover sweater. I hope you can see the texture. Really, really nicely done. And none of them are all that difficult. I love this one. And there is some texture there, even though it looks like it's a Fair Isle yoke sweater. There is some other stitch work in there. And I just want to show you one other, because this is going to be my new ranunculus sweater. The problem is it's only done on a size 5 needle, not on a size 10. So it's going to take a little bit longer. But this is a beautiful book. We can let you look at it beforehand, but we can't sell it until June 2nd. So you can come in and peruse it and see if it is something you would love to add to your library. It's so well done. I'm still just so happy with the job that they're doing with their books. I also want to just another quick little note. If you do decide to work with that mohair, with the lace weight mohair, even if you're just knitting the mohair by itself, you will want to use bamboo needles. It's way too slippery for metal needles. You'll lose stitches right and left. So think dry and sticky, the bamboo needles. So that Paula is a Brazilian designer, and she has a very unique eye, I think, and there's a sock pattern in there, there's a shawl, maybe 2 shawls, and the rest are all sweaters. So it's 20 patterns, 20 patterns, it's $66, works out to a little over $3 a pattern. That's not that bad when you think of it like that. So I was having a little visit with my son this weekend, and we were talking about life in general, but then he asked me this question that kind of took me back, but he said, how are you going to, Mom, use AI in your business? And AI is artificial intelligence. And I was like, well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not, because AI still can't work in my ends or finish a sweater. So I don't see how it's going to be able to help me. And he said, well, I think you need to think about it, because it's going to be everywhere. I mean, let's face it, it is everywhere. And people are going to be using it or confronting it. So think about how you might use it. Well, he did start me to thinking down that path. My computer at home updated, Microsoft updated, and everything on the screen now says it's AI related. Bing search is now AI enabled or generated or something like that. Shopping is now AI generated. I don't really know what it means. I ignored it for days. And then after he asked me that question, I was like, okay, there's one place that I can look at it. He then also sent me links to 4 YouTubers, millennials, who have used AI in some fun and creative ways. Or I should say tested AI. So the first one, I then said, okay, let's see what the Bing search can do. Part of my custom work is 2 Christmas stockings. And so I was on the computer, and so I just put in Bing, can you show me Christmas stocking patterns? And boom, like that, I had a page of about 25 Christmas stockings and a conversational note at the bottom. And I guess this is the feature of AI. It talks to you in real language. It said, here's 25 patterns to choose from. All of them are available on either Ravelry or Etsy. And if you'd like more, just push this button. So I was pretty impressed with that, because It cut my hunting time down considerably. I could go either right to Ravelry or touch any of those stocking patterns, and it would take me right to Ravelry. I then looked at the links that he had sent me, and the first link that he sent me was a crocheter who tried to get an AI generated crochet pattern. And she used that Chat GPT, because I had said to my son, I don't even know where to go to get AI. Is it just floating around? I mean, what do you even look at? And he mentioned it too. No, you look at Chat GPT to start with. So she had typed in a request for AI to write her a crocheted hat pattern. And let's cut right to the chase. It didn't work. A complete fail. She then tried something with a little bit more detail. and that didn't work either. The language was there, the terminology was there, but the understanding wasn't there. She then asked it to generate a knit cowl using 125 stitches. No, she wanted it to use 210 yards. That's all she said. A cowl using 210 yards. And it spit back a simple ribbed cowl, just a big 120 stitches, knit 2, purl 2 cowl. Simple, worked. Then she said, well, make it a little more difficult. And it spit back immediately a cowl pattern with ribbing, with a cable. The first pattern did not have gauge. The second pattern did. The second pattern stayed with a knit 2, purl 2 ribbing and a cable on top of it in a traditional cable fashion. Put 2 stitches on the cable needle, knit, hold it in front, knit 2, and those 2 stitches would have been purled, and then knit 2 from the cable needle. So her cowl was ribbing up to here. Her first cable worked, and then from then on it was a total mess because AI did not understand how to read your knitting and know that if it's a purl, you should purl it, and a knit, you should knit it. So her pattern was constantly going off pattern. Every time she made a cable, it took another set of purl stitches away and did not correct it on the next row. So that's not ready. The other 3 bloggers, if you will, that I looked at had the same kind of problem to varying degrees. And I had to laugh at some of the shapes that they ended up with because it was beyond ridiculous. So AI is out there. It has a way to go. There was one blogger who successfully created a sweater from what she was given, but only because she had a very good understanding of how to knit a sweater in the round, top down, with a raglan increase. If she was a beginner, it would not have looked like, I don't think it would have even have been wearable, but she was able to produce something. So if you've got some time and want to look at YouTube, I think you can search for AI generated knitters or knit patterns and have some fun watching the really ridiculous outcomes of AI generated. But it is coming. And the day that AI can write a pattern and have it be right, I'm not sure that's going to be a good thing or not. It might save some time for designers who need the numbers done or want the math done quickly, but it is not catching on so very quickly to what it means to create something with your hands. In our talk with my son, he was like, it's going to be everywhere. And yes, it is, because it already is. We don't even know half the things that we are using for AI. But I think we'll feel a bit of a bounce back to people who use AI in their business or work and then need that safe place again of being able to create something. And yeah, thank you, Lucille. Thank you very much. That's a real quick reminder. The Hill Institute has their student exhibit the first weekend in June. And I'm going to remind you now because next week I will not be doing a live. It is Memorial Day and I'm going to take the weekend off to do stuff around the house and in the cellar down here. So Hill Institute student show is on Friday and Saturday of June. I guess that's June 1st and 2nd. But you can check their website because they'll have information there. I want to show you also the new stickers that we got in from Apartment 2. We have had stickers from them before, and they do a beautiful job of packaging things up for us. Yeah. And I ordered a new sticker display unit from Amazon, and that will be coming. Now, some of these are stickers that we have had in the past, so you might have them, but now we have a llama that says Born to Knit and a sheep that is knitting a heart. Thank you, Lucille. It's not the first and second, it's the second and third. We have a sheep that says, I'm going to put this on my forehead, just one more row. because of course, one more row. A U knit, a kitty. Look at that lime green knitting. Oh, Bonnie's not on today, but when she sees this, she is gonna want that Highland Coo. Isn't he cute? With those flowers. For you crocheters, we haven't left you out. We've got Happy Hooker. That's a great one. And we should put this in the window, probably at the yarn store.
I love that one.
I know, that is so adorable. So adorable. We don't have these up on the website yet. We've just opened them up, but Kate will work on doing that. So you can order them through the website, or of course we will have the stand on Wednesday so you can see them on Wednesday. Peace, love, and knit. And this is a goat with just one more row.
The goat is so cute. I love the goat.
Oh my God, I think he looks like
so
me.
Cute. Maybe because it's knitting yellow.
Yes. A goat without any words for all of you goat people.
So cute.
Yeah, Terry, the hooker is great. And that's it. So we'll be putting those up and out as well. The other thing that I wanted to point out was this new model right here. This is the Joji Locatelli Simple Summer Sweater. Kate started hers in those buttery colors, and I made one for the store in the white and in that lime green. I made the smallest size on the Simple Summer Sweater, and I used the Cumulus, the regular straight Cumulus, and that only took 4 skeins, 2 skeins of each color, and the smallest size finishes to around a 38 and goes up from there. And I had a decent amount of each color left over as well. So it's in the round, top down. So if you're looking for a quick knit on a decent sized needle, you can get that done too in plenty of time to wear for summer. I really love the way it looks. It's clean and crisp and bright and shiny. So come in and take a look. You're welcome to try it on as well. Then we've got just enough time for today's lesson. The last little cast on that I wanted to share with you guys is now in a big knot, but we'll fix that. So when I was thinking about talking about this last night, I was like, everything starts with a slip knot, no matter what. And this particular cast on, to do it as the beginning, you need that slip knot. And I was dreaming about how a lot of people don't really know the slip knot whenever I teach a class, but I can do slip knot in my sleep.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, you know, I'm not really a party person, and I find it really hard to make conversation in a group of strangers. So I'm gonna put a piece of yarn in my pocket every time we go somewhere where I have to meet new people. And I'm just going to make a bunch of slip knots. I'm going to stand there in a corner waiting for somebody to say something. And then I'm going to impress everybody with my magic. And that way I'll break the ice. But anyway, what I really want to show you is the throw on a twisted loop versus the double wrap cast on. The double wrap cast on is relatively new, but if you've done any kind of knitting, you have probably run across somebody who has told you to cast on by throwing on twisted loops. And what that means is you simply twist the yarn around your finger or thumb and place that twist on the needle, so that when you pull on the tail, it will tighten up. So it's just twist around your finger, put it on the needle, and tighten it up. And it makes a little bit of a base. It's super easy to do, very, very quick, and gives you something that mimics the long tail cast on in look, but not in feel. This is a very stretchy, very slippery cast on, and as you knit across these stitches, the cast-ons really pull apart until you can really feel like you've got a very wide amount of yarn between the stitches, especially if you pull your needles apart. So it's a great little cast-on if you just have to fill in maybe over a buttonhole or something like that. It's not what I would call a stable cast-on. And everybody that uses it when they first cast on for a sweater, your bottom edge it can be very wonky and very loose looking and almost spread out. So this is not one that I recommend. I'm going to need another knitting needle, Kate. Though the other and we're going to put videos up this week on our Instagram and Facebook feed showing real live customers using these cast-ons, so you can see that even you too can learn how to do it. So you don't have to memorize it right now. The the double yarn over cast-on is just that. You wrap the yarn around twice and you have to hold on to the yarn. And I'm letting it be loose so that you then grab the first yarn over and pull it over the second and off the needle, and see how you now have a double strand of yarn on the bottom, so that when you tighten that up, that gives you a little bit more of a stable edge. Yeah. Eileen, which one? The double wrap cast on? So double wrap, and that's the perfect place for you to use this double wrap. Double wrap, you don't even need the needle. You can pull the first one over the second one, off the needle. There's the double strand of yarn, cool. And tighten it up. I usually twist in the other direction when I use it. You mean you wrap this way, Bess? Backwards? And it doesn't really matter for that cast on. It will matter for yarn overs if you were doing a yarn over lace pattern, but not for the double wrap. It will work in either direction. So double wrap and pull it over. Simple, simple, simple. This one is stable enough, so you could, if you wanted to use this cast on for a cuff or for a sweater, although it's still not as stable as the either the cable cast on or the long tail cast on. But those are two of the remaining cast-ons that are really very simple that you should practice. Just take some yarn and take a little practice on it. And if you want instruction or a video, like I said, we'll be putting it up, one on Wednesday and one on Friday, so you can work with it there. But really very easy to do, and you are going to need them all. Every single cast-on that I've shown, you will find reasons to know all of them. So hopefully that has helped you. I think in June, we're going to do a little yarn over exploration, because yarn over is different depending on where you're doing it, what you're doing before, and what you're doing after. So we'll explore yarn overs next month. So enjoy Memorial Day. I hope you make it a little vacation. I'm going to, and try not to work that hard, but you definitely, absolutely, positively must go knit something. Bye, everybody.